Hello guys, and welcome back to the True Drew Podcast YouTube channel, where today we're going to do another walkthrough of Nancy Drew The Final Scene, which is the 5th computer game in the Herinteractive series. And this is a very intense game, so I hope you guys enjoy. Let's get started. We're, of course, going to play Junior Detective because that's the only way I like to play, so...
Dear Bess, remember Maya Nguyen from high school? I'm visiting her in St. Louis. We have tickets to tonight's premiere of the new Brady Armstrong movie, Vanishing Destiny. It's the last screening ever at the Royal Palladium. This place has been a landmark for almost a century. And now, in just 3 days, it's going to be demolished. I wish I could have seen the theater back in the 20s before it was turned into a movie house. All the great magicians performed here, even Harry Houdini. There's a lot of public opposition to the loss of this historic building. Rumor has it local activists are planning to stage a big protest out front tonight. The theater will be closed when we arrive, but they'll let us in since Maya is covering the story for the university newspaper. Oh boy, a press pass sure does come in handy. Maya told me she has an interesting lead, and we're on our way to interview Brady Armstrong about the controversy now. I know he's one of your favorite stars. Stay tuned. Maya always gets the full scoop. Talk to you soon. Love, Nancy.
And here we go.
Okay, Nancy, here I go. Cross your fingers, there's a story behind this door.
Go get 'em, Scoop.
Meet you in the lobby.
Testing. Testing. 1, 2, 3, testing. Is this thing on? Hello?
Think I'll go check out the snacks. That sounds like Maya. Help! Nancy!
Okay, so we just heard Maya scream, but she's nowhere to be found in this room. So where did she go? Oh gosh.
Hello?
Listen carefully. If they knock the theater down, the girl goes with it.
What? Who is this? Hello? Hello?
Ugh, that's so creepy. Do we dare answer again?
You'll never get away with this. Do you hear me?
Hello?
You're messing with the wrong girls, whoever you are. She's a reporter and I'm a detective, and we don't scare easy.
This is Joseph Hughes, the caretaker. I'm looking for Brady Armstrong. He said he'd be there. Who's this? And what's all the excitement?
My friend has disappeared from Brady's dressing room. I heard her scream. I think she's been kidnapped.
Now, please try to calm down and tell me what's going on. What's your name, dear?
My name is Nancy Drew. Maya Nguyen is my friend, and she's gone. I was out in the hall when I heard her scream. I don't know how they could have taken her.
Disappeared from the men's dressing room? What makes you think she was taken?
I just received a threatening call saying if I don't stop the theater demolition, I'll never see her again.
Well, they must have taken her through that secret passageway. Holy smokes! And you're on an inside line. That call must have come from inside the building. We gotta act quick. You check out the secret passageway. I'll make sure all the exits are locked, and then I'll come find you.
Hey, you. No groupies in the dressing rooms. But since you're such a rascally fan, what would you say to a signed autograph from yours truly?
I beg your pardon?
Take a breath and pinch yourself because it's really happening. Brady Armstrong in the flesh. Star of Vanishing Destiny? Go ahead, faint. I'll catch you.
I'm Nancy Drew, starring in a real-life emergency here. I need to find my friend Maya Nguyen.
Remind me not to appoint you president of my fan club. So what was your friend doing in my dressing room?
Weren't you expecting her? I thought she emailed you to set up an interview for her article.
All my email goes through Simone. She reads it, she writes back. Control issues, you know? Off the record. Any message that says love Brady is just a big electronic smooch from her.
Simone, is that your agent?
Simone Mueller, CEO of my life. My agent. Focus on being wholesomely smoldering, she says, and leave the rest to me. So I do. She's been setting up Premier HQ in the women's dressing room. Haven't you heard her snarling at people on the phone?
So, you didn't hear a girl screaming a few minutes ago?
Maybe you better tell me what's going on here.
I heard Maya scream. When I got here, she was gone, vanished. And then I got a creepy phone call from the kidnapper.
But where could they have taken her? What did they say?
It's something to do with the demolition of the theater. The voice said, if they knock the theater down, the girl goes with it.
Those stinking radicals.
What radicals?
They're the ones who are flipping out over saving this theater. Nicholas Falcone and his tree hugger pals.
She may still be in the building. We've got to search this place from top to bottom.
Roger.
Ugh. Brady Armstrong, everyone. Otherwise known as Brady Charmstrong. He is the worst. And so is his agent, Simone. But we'll get to her.
It's locked.
Of course, that's locked. But if we go over here, Joseph mentioned a secret passageway, so we pull this lever. Pull the lever, trunk. Let me close that. And then while we're in here, let's open this. We'll take that magic wand with us. Back up here. And then we can go over here. And there's a secret passageway. Apparently the snake was here. Whoever that is. And then here we get one of the most iconic lines in the Nancy Drew series.
I may have to cut this short, Hal. Someone just climbed out of my wardrobe.
Can't you see I'm on the phone here?
My friend's been kidnapped.
Listen, sweetheart, I have a premiere tonight and no stylist for my star. So don't tell me about problems.
But this is an emergency.
I said scram.
And that's Brady's agent, Simone. They're cut from the exact same cloth. And they're horrible. So we can look around. There's not much to see here. But there's a clogged sink, which is really gross. The Royal Palladium is just, it's fallen into disrepair because, I mean, they're getting ready to demolish it, so there's no point in fixing anything up. Now, this mystery is also based on a Nancy Drew Files book. I think it's number 38, which is also called The Final Scene. But in the book, Bess actually gets kidnapped, not Maya. So, kind of a little interesting difference there. Let's see here. We'll go exploring here. Around the theater. So that looks out on the auditorium. And then if you look at some of these posters on the walls, they're spoofs of actual musicals. Like Nebraska is supposed to be like Oklahoma. And then King Liam is supposed to be like King Lear. Now I think this just opens up on the auditorium there again. But I don't know. I think when I play Nancy Drew games, I like to click on everything so Nancy sees everything. The Merchant of Milano, I think that's a takeoff of The Merchant of Venice. And there's old J.J. Thompson himself, previous owner of the theater. So let's go see if we can talk to Joseph, who I believe is up here. Or actually, let's call the police first. That sounds like a good place to start.
St. Louis Police Department.
I'm calling to report a kidnapping.
Is the kidnapping in progress?
No.
Hold on, miss. I'll transfer you to the Missing Persons Unit.
Missing persons, Sergeant Mac Ramsey speaking.
I'm calling to report a kidnapping, no longer in progress.
And who am I speaking with, please?
My name is Nancy Drew.
Okay, Miss Drew. Now, did you witness this kidnapping?
No, but I heard it.
What exactly did you hear?
My friend went into a dressing room. I was out in the hall, and I heard her scream, so I went in after her, but she was gone.
When and where did this happen?
Just now, at the Royal Palladium Theater.
And what's your friend's name, Miss Drew?
Maya Nguyen.
Can you spell that, please?
M-A-Y-A, last name Nguyen.
Age?
19.
Physical description?
She's Asian American. I guess about 5'5", long black hair.
So you didn't actually witness anything, is that right?
I heard her screaming, and I received a threatening phone call. That must count for something.
A threat. Can you describe the voice? Was it a man or a woman?
It was spooky. I think they were using some voice disguise device.
Yes. That'll make it impossible to tell the gender of the caller. Did you notice anything suspicious looking in the vicinity?
No.
No suspects. Any visible signs of struggle in the dressing room? Did your friend leave anything behind? Her purse? Anything that might have fallen out of her pockets?
No.
No evidence. Does your friend work at the theater?
No, she's a student at Washington University.
Does your friend have any enemies?
Maya? I highly doubt it.
And what business did Maya have entering the theater dressing room?
She's a reporter for the school paper. She was there to do an interview.
What about Maya's parents? Have they been contacted?
They're in Vietnam this time of year. I don't know how to contact them.
Okay, miss. I'll file this report. After 24 hours, if she hasn't turned up, we consider her a missing person and begin to investigate.
How can she turn up? She's been kidnapped.
Unlikely. With all the scuttlebutt around this demolition, this stinks of student prank.
A prank? But this building is going to be demolished in 72 hours. How can we afford to take that chance?
How do you mean?
The kidnapper must be holding her in the building, don't you think?
Unlikely. No competent kidnapper keeps their captive anywhere near the scene of the abduction. Is there anything else, Miss Drew?
Sergeant, I really don't think we can afford to wait 24 hours.
It's standard procedure, Miss Drew. Unless you can provide us with some evidence that your friend was taken by force, it's 24 hours.
Thanks, Sergeant. I'll call you back when I have the evidence.
You do that.
Bye.
So, you may have noticed I dialed 911. This is the actual phone number for the police department, but I remember as a kid, when Maya got kidnapped, I panicked and I was like, just dial 911. And so that works also. And there's a couple other numbers here. We obviously don't need to call garbage pickup. But let's call our friends real quick. Another thing about this game, there's a lot of phone calls, but I don't mind. I kind of like calling our friends.
Hi, you've reached Ned at Omega Chi Epsilon. I'm not here to take your call right now, so please try again later.
We'll try best.
Hello?
Hi, Bess. It's Nancy.
Nancy, it's about time. How's St. Louis?
Something terrible has happened. Maya went to Brady's dressing room to interview him. I guess he wasn't there. She screamed, and now she's gone. I think she's been kidnapped.
Oh my gosh. Why would anyone want to kidnap Maya?
I received a threatening phone call. Somebody wants desperately to stop this demolition, and they're holding Maya as a bargaining tool.
That's terrible. Have you called the police?
I called, all right, but get this. According to standard procedure, they can't get involved until Maya has been missing for 24 hours.
What could possibly be standard about a girl getting kidnapped?
They're not convinced it's a kidnapping.
Well, how did she disappear then? Poof? Alakazam?
Sergeant Ramsey says it could be a prank, or Maya might have just taken off or something.
Sergeant Ramsey obviously doesn't know Wash U's most dedicated reporter.
It's true. The only way she would have abandoned this story is if someone dragged her away from it.
Do Maya's parents know?
They always travel this time of year, remember? And besides, I've got to find Maya before this demolition. I doubt her parents could get back from the other side of the world before then anyway.
What a mess.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've been so personally attached to a case.
Call me back when you know more. I'll get a hold of George and Ned and let them know what's going on. Poor Maya. I guess the only consolation is that she's got you on the rescue mission.
Okay, so the police are no help at all. But let's go talk to some suspects. But first, look at this. Brady Armstrong in Vanishing Destiny. I'm sure he's loving all the attention.
No teeny boppers till showtime. House rules.
Have you seen my friend Maya? She's 19, 5'5", black hair. She has on running shoes, jeans, and a black shirt with butterflies on it.
And the crisis is...
She went into Brady Armstrong's dressing room and disappeared.
Good old Charmstrong. Why are women always losing themselves over him?
This is serious. I think she's been kidnapped.
Whew. Kidnapping? That's a high-profile tactic. Somebody means business. So what's the demands?
Suddenly, Maya's fate is tied to this theater. They said that if it gets demolished, she'll go with it.
No kidding. That'll blast those bureaucrats and corporate bigwigs out of their dream world. Applause for the cause. We need all the help we can get.
Excuse me? We're talking about a girl's life here.
I'm sorry. I know you're upset, but they won't mess with your friend. They just took her for effect. It's called making a statement.
Oh, so this is just a pretend kidnapping. I never would have guessed. Maya's scream sounded so real.
She'll be okay. Trust me.
I'm not about to take that chance.
Fight the power.
So, another thing you've probably noticed is Nancy has a ton of, very good comebacks in this game. She's very sarcastic and snappy, and honestly, I kind of love it because if my friend was kidnapped, I think I would react much in the same way.
You must be Nancy. The worry's written all over your face. Well, I'm Joe. I started to look for you, but then I figured better to park myself and let you find me. Any trace of your friend?
I found the secret passageway all right, but no sign of Maya. I can't believe this is happening.
What about calling the police? There's an outside line in the ticket booth.
I already spoke to them. According to their policy, Maya's not officially missing yet. If I want their help before tomorrow, I have to come up with some evidence of foul play.
But this theater's going to be torn down in 3 days. Did you tell them that?
They say it's unlikely that the kidnapper would keep her in the building.
Well, I checked all the outside doors, and they're locked up tight. Only folks who've been in the theater all day are Brady and Simone, you and Maya, Nicholas Falcone, and myself.
You're suggesting it must be one of these people?
Well, I've only got this one pair of eyes, so I can't say 100%.
Did you notice anything suspicious?
I was up here in the projector room, sound testing for the premiere. But I'd be disappointed in your detective work if you didn't put me through the ringer like a regular suspect.
Sound testing. Yeah, I think I remember hearing you practicing your MC voice now that you mention it.
I reckon if the kidnapper wants the demolition stopped, they must be keeping Maya somewhere in the building.
Did I mention what the kidnapper said?
Oh, I think so. Or maybe Brady told me when I saw him in the hall. He seems eager to help.
Well, anyway, I agree. She's got to be somewhere in the building, and I plan to find evidence to prove it.
That's the spirit. Now, what's your plan of attack?
Time to start searching. Can you give me a map or some blueprints of this place?
Try calling county administration. The records division keeps that type of stuff. I bet a blueprint would show secret passages that even I've never found. Ask for the original plans, not the ones from the 56 remodel.
What was the 56 remodel all about?
J.J. Thompson, the original owner, died in 1950. His kids inherited it and decided that movie theaters were the wave of the future. Anyway, I've spent the last 40-something years finding my way around this place, so let me know if I can help.
Thanks, Joseph.
Don't let the turkeys get you down.
Don't let the turkeys get you down.
Don't touch that projector, dear. It's a temperamental old beast.
So Joseph's not going to let us poke around too much because he's in here. projector book. Also, I love the music in this game, but I feel like it's so loud.
There was a key here.
Must be the key to the projector, but it's missing. And let's see. It's funny, he won't let us look at the projector, but we can poke around in this closet. Let's see. Take a light bulb for later. Now we can go out on the balcony, the upper balcony. Now, we have to be careful because if you lean too far over this, Nancy can fall to her death or serious injury. We'll look over here.
This one's missing.
And there it is, but it's too far for us to reach right now, so we'll have to go find some tools to get that. Now, we can also see this key making machine, which seems to be out of order right now. Let's see. I'm trying to go this way. Go out here in the auditorium. Now, if we walk up the center aisle, there's some chewing gum right here.
Eck!
So we can pick that up with our magic wand, and we'll use that to get that gear. And there's J.J. Thompson's creepy, demonic-looking face. He's got, like, glowing red eyes. Kind of arrogant to put your face all over a building. At least I think so. Get this gear. There we go. Refurbished according to the sign, but the bee's knees, it's a very catchy tune, but if you play it for long enough, it's very annoying. So here goes. gear with J.J. Thompson's face on it. And some super loud, triumphant music. There we go. Sorry, I feel like the music's loud, but there's a lot of information about Houdini, and I really like that this game, they tied in magic, because my husband's actually a magician. I need to read another book about Houdini. He was a very interesting guy. Like, he was only like 5'2", which is crazy. Let's go back. Oh wait, let's go up this way. I think. Aha, there's a quarter. We'll just take that. Now we might try to talk to Simone again. She might not talk to us, but.
Nancy Drew, Simone Mueller, don't worry, Vanishing Destiny is off. We've got bigger fish to fry.
So you heard about Maya?
Of course. I mean, a kidnapping? Right out of my star's dressing room? The premiere is small potatoes. It's worth more to us canceled, or at least postponed. When the news gets out, the whole nation will be watching.
Translation. This girl disappeared from my client's dressing room, so it doesn't exactly look really great for him, so just saying.
I'm worried sick about my friend here, and all you can think of is another media event.
Where are you from?
River Heights. Why?
Yes, precisely. River Heights. Listen, doll, I'm from L.A. This ain't my first time at the rodeo. We'll find your friend, or Brady Armstrong will, and when he does, every girl in America will wish she'd been kidnapped instead of Maya what's-her-name.
Wow.
I can't believe you. No girl wants to be kidnapped, ever.
I'm proposing a business alliance. You scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. We don't have to see eye to eye.
Sounds like an invitation to the swamp of no return. Thanks, but no thanks.
Honey, you've got spunk. Ever consider acting? This girl power thing is red hot right now. Of course, we'd have to think of a stage name. Nancy Drew is so utterly forgettable.
Joseph says the building was probably locked when the kidnapping happened, and that the kidnapper had to be someone who was inside the theater. Care to comment?
Why don't you tell that little gray troll that I think he did it, just to keep himself from dying of boredom in this old dump. That's my comment.
I'm asking everyone, where were you when the kidnapping happened?
Oh, please, Nancy, I was on the phone, doing business. But if I'm ever hard-pressed for entertainment, I'm sure kidnapping would be a real hoot.
How long have you been Brady's agent?
I discovered him on an electric spring morning 6 years ago. He was working the original Coney Dog stand on Sunset Boulevard. It was pure luck. I was craving an all-beef Frank at 7 a.m. He's been the jewel in my crown ever since.
I think your phone's about to ring.
Bye now.
I love that. I think your phone's about to ring. Just the way that Simone manipulates situations to her benefit and Brady's in order to stage like public relations type stuff is truly an art form, and so disgusting. Let's talk to Brady.
Any news?
Don't you want to know what Maya's article was about?
Well, I thought you said it was about me.
Well, Brady, you are the center of the universe, but actually, her article was about the theater.
Then what did she want to talk to me for? I'm an actor, not a politician.
Good question. Do you mind if I take a look around in here?
Be my guest.
I'm asking everyone, where were you when the kidnapping happened?
Me? You think I kidnapped Maya and then breezed in here just 4 minutes later? Where would I hide her? In my back pocket?
Okay, but where were you?
Well, I was late getting back from a haircut. This is hard for me. I think my hairline might be receding. It's miserable. Simone's gonna go through the roof.
Ugh.
Talk to you later, Brady.
Don't be a stranger.
Do you see what I mean? Like, this guy's more he's just more concerned with the fact that his hairline is receding and not the fact that our friend was kidnapped. Like, ugh. What makes me mad, it's like, I have to remind myself, like, Avery, it's just a game. It's just a game. But there's people like this, and I think that's why it bothers me. Ugh. So self-conceited and just, ugh. Now, let's see. Oh, a trapdoor. But naturally, we have to move this heavy crate out of the way in order to get through that. So, if we go over here, we can do that by touching this rope here and unwinding it. And now, if we go back over here, there should be a hook on top there. Now we can lift it out of the way. All right. So now, let's see here. Go down into the creepy basement. Now, brace yourself because the Amazing Monty, this guy over here, this animatronic thing, he's the creepiest thing I've ever seen.
Ladies and gentlemen, step right up! Ha ha! Find the ace of spades. Keep your eye on the card.
Okay, I'm never right with this. Let's guess this one. Yes!
Congratulations! You beat the magician. Don't forget to collect your winnings.
Your audience will be dazzled.
I'll wait till the music stops. There we go. So, this flash paper. Funny story about flash paper that my dad told me once. So, my dad wanted to impress his older brother's girlfriend. This was back in the 70s when he was a kid. And he had some flash paper. Well, people back then wore a lot of hairspray. Women did, to keep these outrageous updos. And so he went to show her this flash paper and threw it, and it landed in her hair and caught her hair on fire. So, kind of funny. They laughed about it later, but pretty traumatizing for this woman who's now my aunt. You know, I don't have too many dangerous hobbies. I can at least say that none of my hobbies have caught anyone on fire, so. Now, this is a safe. I'm trying to get all spades on this here. It might take a second. Yay! Wow, okay. That was loud. So, now, this is not a slider puzzle. We can just move these freely. And this is actually a really famous art piece. I forget what it's called. her sleeve right there. So eventually, we'll get all these in the right spot here. I think that goes there. And let's see, this might go over here, I don't know. No, that's wrong. Does it go back? It's probably needs to go where it was. Yes, okay. Now, I think this one might go here. Let's turn that one around here. And there's one that's off here. Let's see what's wrong here. Does this move? Oh wait, this needs to be turned. There we go. Now, those gears that we got earlier.
It looks like the gears are missing.
We'll go in here. Like so. And it opens this little drawer. There's a key. Dear Mr. Houdini, congratulations on your latest unbelievable feat. Never have I seen the crowd at the Royal Palladium so enthralled. So, according to this, Harry Houdini was going to try to attempt the watery escape, and J.J. Thompson was going to pay him if he succeeded, but he was so sure that he wasn't going to succeed that he didn't even bother to get the money together for that payment. So, basically, he gave Harry Houdini 50% of the theater. Now, I don't know about you, but the legal stipulations of that, you can't demolish a building that isn't fully your building to demolish. So, that's an interesting finding. Talk to Nick Falcone again. Oh yeah, something kind of cool. This right here, the Society of American Magicians. There is an actual group called the International Brotherhood of Magicians. Very cool. Let's talk to Nick.
Nancy, what's the 411?
The 411?
Come on, Nancy. That's vintage slang. You know, the 411, the deal, the lowdown.
Oh, the information.
Exactly.
So, humans against the destruction of illustrious theaters. Tell me about it.
This theater's a spotted owl. It's a humpback whale. It's endangered. Illustrious buildings testify to our finest human hours. They should be celebrated, not bulldozed to make way for cardboard megaplexes. Need I say more?
Do you know what they plan to build on this spot after the theater is gone?
Oh, it's very hush-hush. The name of the building firm is Wave of the Future, and the owner is some B. Thompson, descendant of J.J. Thompson, but he's never available for comment. Fishy, right? $10 says B stands for baloney.
I'm asking everyone, where were you when the kidnapping happened?
I was outside, harnessing public outrage. Ask anyone.
Catch you later.
Fight the power.
Okay. So let's call our friends again.
Hello? Hello?
Ned, it's me.
Nancy. Bess called and told me what happened with Maya. I've been worried sick.
Did she tell you what the police said?
About the 24-hour delay? Yeah, she told me. But I have faith in you, Nancy. You've solved plenty of cases before without help from the police. So let's get down to business. Who are your suspects?
It seems there were only 4 people in the building at the time of the kidnapping, besides Maya and myself. Brady Armstrong, Simone Mueller, his agent, Nicholas Falcone, a political activist, and the caretaker, Joseph Hughes.
Any hunches?
Not yet. I've got a lot of work to do.
Call me anytime. I'll try to stay close to the phone.
By the time I finally got to talk to Simone Mueller, she had heard all about the kidnapping and canceled the premiere of Vanishing Destiny.
Sounds like bad news travels fast around old theaters.
That's just the thing. Simone didn't seem to think Maya's kidnapping was bad news at all. She kept calling it a great opportunity. She kept saying what fabulous publicity it's going to be for Brady.
Sounds like she knows how to turn a profit in any situation.
The question is she just responding to the situation, or did she have a hand in creating it in the first place?
No flies on you, Nancy Drew. Sounds to me like your detective mind is in high gear.
I've got to think of a way to get this demolition stopped.
Well, the police aren't being much help. But couldn't you try contacting the owner of the building? I'm sure he or she would be willing to postpone for a couple of days. I mean, what's the rush?
According to Nicholas, his name is B. Thompson, and he won't talk to the press.
I wonder what he has to hide.
His building firm is called Wave of the Future.
Catchy. I wonder what he has against the present.
Ned, I just remembered something. Joseph used the phrase Wave of the Future when I first met him. He was talking about the remodel of the theater in 1956. Do you think it's a coincidence?
I don't know, Nance. If Joseph turns out to be the owner of the theater and the guy behind the demolition, I think it'll be fair to say you've seen everything.
I'm trying to decide what to do next. Any thoughts?
Seems like Nicholas has the most motivation to get the demolition stopped. You'd better find out all you can about his politics and his methods.
Bye, Ned.
Go get him, Nancy.
Hello?
It's me again.
Hi, Nancy. I've got George here, too.
Bess filled me in, Nancy. Any developments?
I'm just searching the theater, questioning suspects.
And?
Brady said Simone wants him to appear wholesomely smoldering to his public. What in the world do you think that means?
Well, wholesome makes me think of apple pie.
And to smolder, according to my trusty dictionary, is to burn slowly from the inside, without flame.
So, he's a sweetie pie on the outside, but too hot to touch.
Oh. Did you have to bring this up with Bess here, Nancy?
It seems like the two things don't go together. One is safe, the other is dangerous.
Interesting. Maybe that's Brady's whole dilemma. He doesn't know whether he's a good guy or a bad guy.
Which is exactly why he can't be trusted.
I met Nicholas Falcone, the leader of Hadit. His organization is camped out in front of the theater, demonstrating against the demolition.
What's the deal with Hadit?
Nicholas says he's sworn to slay the dragon of corporate generica.
All in favor of men who slay dragons. Say aye.
Honestly, Bess, what are we going to do with you? Nancy, what in the world is generica?
I think it's a term for what this country would be like if suddenly it all looked the same.
Oh, you mean if it became generic? Like a bar of soap that's just called soap.
Right. Hadit believes that protecting historical buildings is key to preserving our national character.
That sounds noble.
Yeah, except he practically jumped for joy when I told him the kidnapper's motive is to save the theater.
Uh-oh. Sounds like you better keep an eye on him, Nancy.
Okay, you two. I'll talk to you soon.
Good luck.
Be careful.
So there's actually some old theaters that remind me a lot of the Royal Palladium in my hometown. So when I walk around this theater, it's kind of cool. It just looks so similar to some of them.
What's up? Can't talk long. Gotta check on my people.
What's your attachment to saving this theater? You seem so personally invested.
Politics is personal, but with this place, it's ultra personal. My grandma, Louisa Falcone, designed the molds for all the insane plasterwork that you see in this lobby and in the auditorium.
The detail is so intricate. You just don't see this kind of artistry in new theaters nowadays.
True, but there's more. I guess the architect-owner guy, J.J. Thompson, ran out of cash before the building was done. He never paid my grandma dime one, and then he denied that she had ever done the work in the first place.
Why didn't he give her the credit?
Yeah, she was the artist type, not a deal maker. I guess she'd never signed any contractual stuff with JJ, and she didn't have the resources to sue him or any of that, so I guess she just had to let it go.
I wonder why Thompson would cheat her like that.
Here's the kicker. After JJ sharked her on this 2-year project, she was broke, and then the Great Depression hit. She could never afford to work as an artist again.
What did she do instead?
Louisa, Mother Serenity Falcone? She just kept on trucking in true Falcone style. Died at 97 without a bitter bone in her body. I think she had a happy life, but this theater holds the last artwork she ever did. Don't you see, Nancy? Saving this place is not just for history, it's for justice.
She should at least get credit for her work.
My family has been trying for years, but there doesn't seem to be anything on record that links her to this place. Nancy, could you do me a favor?
I think I know what you're going to ask.
While you're searching, could you just keep your eye out?
If I run across the name Louisa Falcone or anything else that might help, you'll be the first to know.
You're cooler than I thought, Nancy.
I try to play it down.
Okay, let's go talk up here to Joseph.
Hey there, Nancy.
Tell me about that old key-making machine in the lobby. Has it been out of order long?
It's been broken for a spell. The kids lost interest in it when video games came along. But I bet it wouldn't be hard to fix. I'd love for you to see how it works. And then you could make yourself a little souvenir from the Royal Palladium. Or send a key to your sweetheart.
Who is this J.J. Thompson character anyway?
Old J.J. Owner, visionary, wheeler dealer. J.J. loved a magic show. He had this place built with those kind of big spectacle shows in mind. J.J. also happened to love the sight of his own mug in the mirror. You can tell by the way he ornamented the auditorium with his own head.
So where will you go after the demolition? Are you planning to retire?
Greasewood, Arizona. My brother Jake is there. It's a tiny town with no movie theater, so we're gonna put one on the map. I got some money saved.
The history of this theater is so rich. I'm surprised the city of St. Louis isn't more interested in preserving it.
Well, they are interested. The Historical Society's been working like the dickens to get this place declared a landmark. But someone downtown has been stalling. They're awfully close.
Gotta go now.
Atta girl.
There's so many things going against this theater right now, which is sad. You hate to see like historic places like this go to waste. So let's see. I guess we'll go ahead and cut off right here, and I'll be right back for part 2 of my final scene walkthrough.